Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at the semiconductors stock. So Nvidia, AMD, Micron, ARM, and SMCI. We'll take a look at SPY and Nasdaq 100 as well for just before wrapping up the video. Before going further, please hit the like and subscribe. If you find my videos helpful and valuable, it helps out a lot, goes a long ways. And also please note, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. So let's start off with Nvidia. And Nvidia is again hitting its head against the ceiling over here, $194 zone. And as you are aware, if you have been seeing my videos, that this is where high short volume range is. A lot of short sellers are sitting here, and Nvidia came roaring back up, however still rejected right at that zone. Okay, I'll talk about the technicals in just a moment. I want to first show you some short volume data, because lately also in the last 2 days, and I'm going to use my tools for that. If you need access to my tools, guys, you'll find the details in the description of this video. As you can see, in the last two preceding days, we had 21 and 20 short volume on those particular days on Nvidia. Anything 20 or 20 above is a high short volume interest on Nvidia. You can see prior to that we weren't getting that much. It was 12, 15, 19, 17, and only that much, right? However, it came at the same zone where previously 22, 21, 22, 23, 25, and I can show you more example around this zone, but this is where, right, the short sellers have been present, and they are still present. Okay, right over here the short sellers are still present, guys. And this is where you have to use these data to get an early indication, because as you can see, last 2 days we had some high short sellers piling up and resulted into the slowness now as well, right? So, and this is where you have to be careful. However, Nvidia full on is not bearish still. As I have said, Nvidia until 184 technically it's still in a bullish structure here, most likely. When I say most likely, I mean it's all about, can it push much higher? This was our first leg. I mentioned to you guys about the rebound happening around this zone, and then 184 above 194, right? So we got to those zones. Overall we are not bearish until now 184, but it's all about, can we take out 194, because that's where the next play will begin. Okay, for you right now, if you're looking for the next leg up, that's about 194. So how do you manage the position here? So let's get to the hourly interval, because we did, as you can see, retested that same zone, rejected, came back, sold off. The problem is that we have lost the significant level again here, $190. If we are not able to regain this today, we will remain in the multi-day weakness on Nvidia, okay, which is a pullback on the overall structure. So that means you gotta again start, you should already be managing your positions, slowly and slowly take profits. If you took this rebound that I have been saying in from my last few videos, from right up here, 176 around, definitely on that position you gotta keep taking partial profits, right? And your next good play will only begin above 194 on Nvidia. Okay, otherwise you are looking at more just of a sideways action, and as if we lose 184 or even close a day below 188, problem will just keep stacking up. Okay, weakness will keep stacking up. In other words, if we close below 190 today, first level of weakness. If we then break 188, second level of weakness, right? So that's something you'll have to go with right now on Nvidia. So it's not doing a clean breakout, and that's why I'm saying your next play is above only 194. Otherwise, just be a little bit careful, because this area, as I just showed you the data as well, it's a short sellers area still. So they're still active, though that will add, that's the whole thing. Until we don't break the structure and we can take out 194, short sellers will have to cover, and that will add extra momentum. The next leg up will be sooner than to 212. Anyways, that's Nvidia. Let's move on to AMD. So AMD, as per my previous videos, I have told you guys that AMD, take it just as a bounce and rebound here. Most likely it's just a rebound, and that's pretty much what we got. It's just doing a classic comeback down. I already gave you this early on. This is what most likely going to happen. Let's get to the hourly interval. So what were the zones you were watching? I said that as if we can break out above 218 zone, then we can test now 227. We rejected right over there. That's why that zone was so important. Okay, we never broke out above that, thus we never got a confirmation. The candle didn't even close, it just rejected there, right? So you get my point, why these levels are so important. And now we have lost that 209. That means rebound that happened from that zone that I gave you, it's over. Okay, at this point it's not worth trading AMD to the upside. Overall structure, that is bearishness, is taking precedence, unless by tomorrow somehow we can close above 213 and 20 cents. If AMD can do that tomorrow, there is a likelihood of a comeback to the upside. Otherwise, no, everything needs to remain bearish now on AMD. Also, rebound is over for now. Let's take a look at Micron. So Micron, as I said, as if we can get above 396 as per my previous videos, then we are looking at for the closer to the retest of at least the high here. Okay, not beyond that right now. So we got about 396 and have been continuing up from 396, went all the way to 438 so far. Okay, and it's doing a day of a sell-off, a little bit giving up the gains. It's not bearish overall, it's still technically in the bullish structure. Okay, and you can still keep your stop loss at 396, but the point is that you don't want to wait until 396. If you start to see some weakness of such type, like candle a little bit slowing down, and if you took a play from 396, consider taking some partial profits here already. Let's get to the hourly interval to see, are we in the multi-day weakness? And the answer is no, not yet. Micron is still looking fine. 412 is the zone. As long as we hold above 412, technically over multi-day also, it's still bullish. Okay, so Micron is looking way better than any other semiconductor. ARM. So ARM is coming down, and I mentioned in my last video as well that, well, yesterday ARM didn't come out on the public video, but I did it for the members yesterday. So if you're a member either on the YouTube or on the Patreon, but you have to be on a paid membership for that, and so you would have received the update on ARM plan as well. And so details you will find in the description of this video, guys, if you're interested in those paid memberships. So ARM is coming down. As I mentioned, that definitely at this point partial profits needs to be taken. The play was taken, like I took the play from 109 area, and I gave even I did a video on my YouTube channel back then specifically, but it didn't get much views. So I know many of you just didn't care because, and you missed out, period. Okay, responsibility is on you. If you want to make money, you gotta keep up with the information that I provide. So now at this point, even though it's not fully bearish, but it's doing it's in the multi-day weakness. So I'm just taking more, I'm sizing down some of my position, because why not? I would do that, right? I want to minimize my pullback or drawdowns, right? Or in this case, giving up the profits. It's still a net profit, but I don't want to give up more profits, right? And then I'll wait when the things will gain strength again. So where will ARM gain strength again? Because it's in the overall pullback and a multi-day weakness. If from here on I want to see a strength again, it has to get above 125 tomorrow. If it doesn't do that, it's not a buy right now. More, it's been a buy already, and it can be held if you're looking a little bit of a wider, tolerance and for upside more. But remember, there is no guarantee for that. So that's why it's important, when the momentum escapes or structure starts to weaken for multi-day or so, you gotta start taking partial profits. So because we'll have to wait for the confirmation with the technical breakout, and then we can add more. And as if it doesn't get above 125 area by tomorrow, we will most likely continue lower, and then we'll see. It will be days away when structure will again mark the pullback complete. I'll mention either here on my members videos, but anyways, right now it's looking like it's going to do some pullbacks there. Okay, SMCI. SMCI I also talked in my video yesterday, and I already mentioned that consider taking consider getting out of this position, start taking profits or start getting out of the position because it's failing to hold 32. Yes, it did do a really good comeback, but it failed to push in the continuation, and losing this blue box has already started to make it again on the negative side. So at this point it's not in the play to the upside, guys, until we get above $32 again. It's bearish, period. Okay, it's now again losing its uptrend. It has almost just lost it. Okay, so yeah, unfortunate, but that's the thing. Okay, so that's on SMCI. Let's get to now just take a look at Nasdaq 100 and S&P 500. Classic rejection, blue zone. Yeah, right, I gave it here on my videos. We are rejecting there, and thus Nasdaq 100 couldn't fully become uptrend. It's just did that rebound. I already told you how to read this price action, and we are continuing lower, guys. If you want to learn a lot more, and if you are interested in many other stocks that I talk, consider joining the memberships on either on my YouTube for the videos or on my Patreon. Links are in the description of this video. Don't miss out in the market. If you want to make money, it's worth joining those services. Okay, so anyways, and it will help you to also learn how to read the price action, right? Anyways, so Nasdaq 100, yeah, it's gonna remain in the negative bearish structure. This was the zone 610. I already told you, if we lose it, the rebound is over, guys. All right, and we lost 610, and you can see we already dipped so low. So yeah, that was it. 610, kaboom. S&P 500, it's also gave up the yellow box again, unfortunately, and yeah, it's not in the bullish play anymore again. As we continue to stay below 689, it's 689 to 688, it's gonna remain again in the negative structure, unfortunately, now. So that's why it's annoying, especially S&P 500 right now, if you're just doing S&P 500, because individual stocks that support S&P 500, they are all over the place. Some are up, some are down. So S&P 500 is just stuck in limbo right now, because especially big caps stocks are really giving up. So anyways, that's all I had for you in this video. Big cap stocks, you will find already trade plans and preparation for those in my members only videos, and I'll see you in my next videos, guys. Take care, bye.